The crazy, zany ladies of Disney's talk show The View on ABC's daytime have a few thoughts that we find, frankly, offensive. Sunny Hostin, yet again, year number 2, making controversial statements about Thanksgiving, claiming that conservatives might not be able to afford turkey this November. We think she's playing turkey, and frankly, she's causing Disney to have no giblets in their gravy. Folks, we'll tell you what the latest lazy comments are from the hazy partisan women of The View. Hello, folks, and welcome back yet again. We're in the final week of October, but it's not over yet. Still, the ladies of The View have moved on. They're already past Halloween, and they're filling you with fright when it comes to food prices and the government shutdown for Turkey Day. Folks, as we dive in, click the like button. We've got lots to say about this. They're hoping maybe for suffering across the US of A. We're not going to let them get away with that. Not again. Folks, click the like button and let's begin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, The View is declaring, and Sunny Hostin basically, she's declaring that you don't get to celebrate Thanksgiving if you're part of the, maybe the majority of the country. Here's what Sunny Hostin said on Disney's The View.
Okay, this is the Republican shutdown. Mike Johnson sent everybody away on vacation. Okay, this is a Republican shutdown. This is not a Democratic shutdown. And I think the most important thing that we need to realize is that, as you mentioned, Whoopi's 40 million Americans, that includes those that need it the most. We're talking about children, the elderly, and people with disabilities. And you know which states...
Culture, you haven't let her be fully offensive yet. Hang on.
No, she already did it. She lied. 40 million Americans. No, it's 40 million people, because we just found out that with food stamps and a lot of these other programs, there's a bunch of illegal people that are benefiting from that are making up a majority of the people consuming that product.
Culture, she's about to take your turkeys away. Hang tight.
All right.
Are affected the most. Red states are affected the most. We're talking about New Mexico, Louisiana, Oregon. Those are states, Alabama. Those are states that rely on SNAP benefits the most based on the highest percentage of the population receiving those benefits. So when those Trump voters start not being able to have Thanksgiving dinner, their children are hungry. Their children aren't getting what they need. Their parents, grandparents aren't getting what they need. I wonder what happens then. Will Republicans finally come back to the table?
I have two things.
All right, so Sunny is hoping that things aren't so sunny for conservatives and that they can't afford Thanksgiving meals, and that will bring the shutdown to an end. This is not the first time, by the way, the ladies, The View, have taken joy in the idea of people not being able to get their yams. The View debates cutting off Trump voting relatives. This was from last year, 2024. Here's what they had to say back then. Anna Navarro, Sarah Haynes, and Alyssa Fair-Griffin said they wouldn't let politics split up their families during the holidays, but Sunny Hostin and Whoopi disagreed, arguing that it's a moral issue. These crazy ladies said that they didn't believe, at least 2 of them, Whoopi and Sunny said they didn't think you should go to Thanksgiving with people who voted for Trump. So this, I don't know why they continue to dump this on us, guys, but what is it? Culture, you were already angry. Let me get you back in. You're rightfully so, but Culture, why is it The View feels like conservatives need to pay penance? Why is it they have to go in the corner and put their nose there every single year as they say, you shouldn't get to eat food on Thanksgiving? How dare you? Maybe conservatives should have their TVs blocked of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I don't know.
Well, Disney is one of the last solid propagandists for one side of the aisle, and they allow this show to exist as some kind of news program, which it certainly is not, because they're not telling you the truth of why we're still in a shutdown after 28 days, which, of course, I'll be talking about later on my live show.
Well, tell us your opinion on it, Culture. We're not a political channel, but why is it? Why is it?
Well, you have to get 60 votes to pass the continuing resolution. And this continuing resolution, which has been voted yay on the last 13 straight to continue the existing funding levels until we actually have a proper appropriations bills put together and passed, it takes 60 votes. You need 60 votes. There are how many Republicans? 53. Then 52 of those are voting yay. So that, what does that mean? You need 7 or 8 more people to vote yay, like the Democrats. The Democrats are holding the country hostage when it comes to this particular situation. And it's deeply frustrating when you have an entire political party and their propagandists like The View and other shows on Disney channels telling an absolute outright lie. Yeah, the Republicans may control the House, the Senate, and the presidency, but they don't have a veto, position to stand on. They still need Democrats to cross the aisle and sign on to this appropriation. Now, they could take an option, what they call the nuclear option, and in the Senate change the rules so it doesn't take 60 votes anymore. But that will be decried, by the Democratic Party and a lot of other people at the same time. That also leaves the door open for the Democrats to do that. And nobody wants to take that step. Everybody wants it to be, hey, we've got the vast majority of people leaning on the right direction, or at least 60%. So, this is where we're at. This is why we still are shut down. And the disingenuous talking points of the fact that, the Republicans control everything. Yes, in that sense, they do. But we still need 60 votes for this continuing resolution.
Well, let me tell you, one of the grossest things about this, of course, is, Sonny is wishing that impoverished people will not be able to afford Thanksgiving meals, and thus they'll put pressure on the Republicans to cave. And, listen, I'm not trying to take a position on this. I try very hard not to be political, even when we cover the politics where entertainment intersects. And by the way, that's what we're doing right now, because The View is a Disney show. These are Disney people. This is a Disney lady saying, I hope, or I suspect, that people in red states will not be able to afford Thanksgiving. They won't have their turkeys. They won't have their stuffing. Panel, you know which state has the largest number of impoverished persons in the country? And it's not by a little bit.
Is it California?
It's California. So if she wants this to happen, she's also hoping that California will suffer the most harshly, and there'll be so few people in California because celebrating Thanksgiving because they have the highest number of impoverished people. This is crazy. I don't care about the percentage right now. In terms of just the absolute number of poverty, California has the highest. So why would she want to do that? It doesn't even make sense politically.
It's this fascinating thing when there's a person out there who their solution to everything seems to be, well, let's exclude people, cut off your family members, also people who refuse to take the jab. Also, let's hope that people starve so that they can have the right political opinions. It's fascinating. I'm starting to see a pattern here in the hopes that this woman's children are okay.
Yep.
Telling people to cut off their loved ones if they have a problem with the decisions or beliefs that they have in the moment, it sounds very familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on the kind of groups that do that.
1940s.
Wanda Sykes. I just saw Wanda Sykes in the news. She was asked about her Trump supporting friends and stuff like that, and she actually said, "We just don't talk about it. It's fine." She hasn't cut her friends off who vote differently than her. So I had to give her points for that.
It's the idea of
a healthy opinion.
It's the idea of a Disney show that literally we're now in back-to-back years where they wish for division and for harm, right? I mean, little kids, right now her argument is little kids won't get to eat Thanksgiving meals, and thus the shutdown will end. So, and those wily, rascally Republicans will finally have to give in. Which place in America has the highest poverty rate, guys? There's a little trivia for you. It's often given to the wrong place. It's actually Puerto Rico. So, this in every way possible, she's got a little bit of an issue here with logic, because in absolute numbers, the most impoverished place is California. In terms of the poverty rate, it's Puerto Rico. So I don't know if you guys have heard, neither of those are conservative locations. So, Sonny, work on it. Sonny.
What an amazing statistical phenomenon.
Island of tropical breezes.
Yeah. So The View continues to do what they do. The question is now, guys, because they don't seem to have any inclination to stop this kind of stuff, what happens as they continue to be labeled a news program, and it's obvious that they are just a very partisan talk show hosted on a network television slot? Do you guys think the FCC at some point this is the weak spot in Disney's defense against the FCC? Is it The View that's going to cause them the most problems down the road?
It's the best for us, but I don't think this is something that's going to be helpful to them. If there is actually a censorship campaign coming out of the White House, then The View is the most problematic show on television. It is one of the most laughable because most of their arguments are hyper emotional and not focused on facts and logic. But it is definitely partisan, and they don't have any real conservatives on there. They have people who call themselves conservatives but happen to agree with all of the liberal talking points, but they don't actually have conservative representation on the show.
Well, the reason I ask it, Jonas, is because some people say, oh, Jimmy Kimmel's going to get him in trouble with the FCC. And it's like, no, not really, because Kimmel is a late night show and he's not labeled as news. The View is actually paid under the umbrella of ABC News. They're in the news division. And that's where I think they get themselves in some trouble. When a news show comes out and says, boy, wait till those red states can't afford Thanksgiving and Christmas. Oh, wait till those kids can't get presents in their stockings and they can't get, giblets in their gravy. What a sad thing.
You see Sonny Hostin up on her balcony with her hand to her ear, wondering, why do I still hear singing?
It came to the red states. It came to the towns. It came and it made Sonny lose her frown.
I will. There's only one thing I'll say. When Kimmel was off the air for that brief period, a bunch of journalists decided to call Jimmy Kimmel Live a news program to try to double down on the false narrative that the
is that how that got spread? Yes. I did not know that.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I see.
No, I don't think it's actually considered a news program, but I think whatever narrative they can use in the same way that Sonny Hostin is doing this right now in this clip. They're trying to frame this in any way possible that's advantageous. They want you to forget the logic of it because they're going to use different logic later. They're going to use different facts later, but they want this to be the best emotional argument to get you to do what they want without thinking 2 steps ahead about what that'll mean long term.
So you guys are talking about The View a lot. Isn't Snuffleupagus still part of ABC?
Well, he is. Yes, he is over there.
Yeah, he seems to put his foot in his mouth as much as Sonny Hostin does.
He does. They're both political operatives, in my opinion.
Okay.
They're both Disney political operatives.
They're propagandists.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you might call them
Actually
that.
talking about Mr. Snuffleupagus, and I was like really confused for a second.
George.
Bird. I don't know good Snuffy.
Hello, Bird.
Yeah. Culture just pulls. How is it every time we have a panel, somebody can do the voice? Culture, give us another Snuffy. What do you got there?
That's the only thing I say.
Oh, sorry. It was on the, yeah.
Hello, Bird.
That's perfect. That's perfect Snuffy. Maybe you could go to ABC News and read the news that way. You could be impartial, Culture. You could do it.
Man, that would take a lot. I always feel like I'm fighting against the propagandists. Anyway, it is what it is. But I just don't think Snuffleupagus is good for news.
Snuffy could snuff out the bad stuff at Disney. Folks, it's time to bid you adieu, but we hope that you will help us anew. And that is, we're only asking you click that like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those algorithms. It is the notification bell and drop a comment down below. And oh, by the way, have you gone the way of thatparkplace.com? www.thatparkplace.com. It's the website that if you're not yet bookmarked to, well, you should be. A bastion of truth and knowledge when it comes to entertainment and everything that's going on. Go check it out today, folks. We would love to have you over there as well. All right, we are getting ready to head out, but do not fret, for we will put out 4 more videos tomorrow, so long as the good Lord allows. And we believe that probably, just might, happen. All right, until the next time we get to share time with you, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun. Jump into the water.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.